A two-day Sargassum Regional Conference held on March 21st and 22nd on Mosquito Island explored new approaches to address the future management of sargassum, as well as identify business opportunities following the recent influx of the brown macroalgae along beaches and coastlines of countries throughout the Caribbean. Founder of Virgin Unite and owner of Mosquito Island, Sir Richard Branson, has seen firsthand the adverse effects of sargassum on marine species and the tourism sector. He explained how the conference was conceptualized.
I love the BVI, and our family are very proud to have had it as our home for over 35 years. However, in the last 3 years, I've noticed, as has everybody, the alarming levels of sargassum being deposited on our coastal shores. And our eldest community members say these are the highest levels in living memory. We know that in large quantities, the seaweed deposits have very adverse effects on turtles, particularly baby turtles, and other marine species, and obviously they have a big negative impact on tourism. Dr. Pickering and I often discuss the challenges the BVI is facing, both on an economic and environmental level, always with the aim of brainstorming potential solutions where we may be able to collaborate. And during one of these conversations, the idea for a workshop was born. Simultaneously, Dr. Orlando Smith and our Governor, John Duncan, were having similar discussions together about the need to bring together the world's experts. Great minds think alike, and the conference was born.
The multi-stakeholder conference was facilitated by the Government of the Virgin Islands in collaboration with Virgin Unite, the Foreign and Commonwealth Office, the Caribbean Council, and the Organization of the Eastern Caribbean States, OECS. While calling for concrete action to resolve the complex matter of the sargassum influx across the Caribbean, Governor John Duncan noted that large seaweed deposits are not entirely new.
Although it is a new phenomenon for us in the BVI and the region, certainly in the quantities that we have seen over the past 12 months, seaweed infections are not a new problem. When I'm not in the BVI, I live in northwest France, where people have been harvesting seaweed for more than 100 years. Firstly, as a fertilizer, and today for pharmaceutical products. It's a thriving but small industry. Although we have much higher tides in Brittany, 7 meters compared to a couple of feet in BVI, toxic seaweed has been increasingly a problem. Some say it is because of industrialized farming. Certainly, we should take action to prevent the bleed-off of nitrates into the sea. That stands without saying. But the older residents will tell you that the affected beaches had the same problem nearly 80 plus years ago, before industrialized farming, or the move, more importantly, to tourism, which was so predominant today.
In 2015, sargassum deposits along the eastern coast of Virgin Gorda negatively affected a wide variety of marine species in that area. But the potential positive spin-off effects to sargassum that have already begun washing ashore in BVI again this year can be a source of entrepreneurial activity. This view was expressed by Deputy Premier and Minister responsible for Natural Resources, Dr. Kedrick Pickering.
These discussions have been far and wide, and to have the partnership that we have with Virgin Unite and Sir Richard, who is by no means an ordinary environmentalist. We have arrived at this place today, but we've taken care to make sure that we include individuals from various sectors of the community. We've included scientists, academics, we've included business persons, and of course, we've included policymakers. Because coming out of the conference, I'd love to go back to my premier and say, when the sargassum seaweed comes around again, here's the budget that you need to have, because these are the problems we anticipate. And I hope to go back to Sir Richard and say, Sir Richard, here are some of the solutions. How can we advance converting these to business opportunities to ensure that the sargassum is not only a nuisance, but it becomes a means of entrepreneurship and therefore a means of economic potential for individuals throughout the Caribbean.
Head of the OECS Oceans Governance Unit, Dr. Asha Singh, welcomed the leadership shown by BVI in addressing the influx of sargassum in the Caribbean.